Hello and welcome to Business Talk, brought to you by the Northern Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce. I'm Britt Scearce with Emory Federal Credit Union. I'm your host, and today, here in studio, we have Tom Burton, the superintendent of Princeton City Schools. Tom, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Britt. Always appreciate talking to you, and especially being able to share some thoughts on Business Talk. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, you have a lot going on at Princeton City Schools, so tell me a little bit about at least one of the top things that sure. Of the moment that's exciting.
Sure. Well, there's a ton, and I always try to keep it about students. We have amazing art program at Princeton, and so lots of awards that have been bestowed upon our students, and we're really excited about some of them actually advancing all the way to the state capitol. And so we'll see what's happening there.
Wow, it's impressive.
We have multiple students that receive the Gold Key Award, which is the highest you can get in the Scholastic Art Competition, and they automatically move forward. So not only in the state, but also across the country. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, fingers crossed. We have so many talented students at Princeton, but the list can go on and on when you talk specifically about our students, but probably the biggest happening that I think people really want to know more about is the Princeton STEAM Institute, which will be coming to the old Tri-County Mall, which is now there's going to be this massive development there. And it's amazing. I could talk a lot about that, but
yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm interested so they're going to, because there's a lot of space right now, empty space in that mall. So they're going to be able to go in there and use that space for STEAM activities?
Yeah, so this is through a great partnership with the city of Springdale.
Okay. Also
with Park Harbor Capital and Market Square Capital. And two different companies, one located in Houston, the other in Dallas. And they've done joint efforts before, but they came together here looking specifically at revitalization of the mall, but it's not going to be the mall as we know it.
Okay.
So it's going to be 2,600 after the full build, 2,600 housing units, luxury apartments. There's going to be restaurants, entertainment areas, dog park. They have a lot. And what I'm most excited about, though, is this old second story of the Dillard's building, if you remember that. Yeah. And actually out into almost the food court. All that area has been given to Princeton. We have $10 a year. Actually, we have to lease it. $10 a year, that's it.
Wow.
For almost 120,000 square feet, which we're going to turn into the STEAM Institute. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And that institute, and actually they're going to build it out for us. We've agreed, come to terms, again, $10 a year. It's amazing, for up to 30 years. And this is going to be something that's going to be revolutionary for our students.
That is exciting. And that's exciting for Springdale. I mean,
the whole area. It was a really fascinating the whole experience that we've had. And it's not done yet, but they just closed the other day, so it's official. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that when you look at opportunities like this, they don't come across your desk very often at all. But we really have been able to have really deep conversations with not only the city, but of course the two capital groups. And I got to tell you, they have been so good to work with, and they want to save as much as they can. The iconic, the skylights they're going to keep. They're going to do some other things, but it is really going to be great for the area. We're going to get a lot more residents there, and there's other developments too going on in the area, not just that. But this is the big one because, again, we're going to be able to create a school.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you already have, over the past several years, done a tremendous job of bringing in the business community to be involved in Princeton City Schools. You have the business lunch, breakfasts, sure. and all of those types of events. That just kind of dovetails right into that, doesn't it?
Well, and you guys are always so supportive of coming to the breakfast, and I really appreciate it, coming in and helping kids, mm-hmm. talking about some financial literacy, which everybody needs a lot of, no question.
I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, well, it's been invaluable for our kids, so I really appreciate that. One of the things that we realized early on is the way that we ask for partnerships. We basically, in all pre-K-12 school districts, we always would ask businesses for things. Mm-hmm. Instead of really forming this really deep partnership. It's not what the businesses can do for us, it's how we can help businesses. Mm-hmm. That's what we want to do. our kids, all kids, eventually are going to be in businesses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
You're
different
training the
organizations.
future, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we really need to have those deep relationships and changing the question around. And myself and our great director of communications, Ms. Tricia Roddy, and I really early on, we pounded the pavement and we talked to businesses and we said, what can we do for you? How can we help? And since then, again, over 500 authentic business partnerships. And some are really, really big where we have, they're in our schools and we've been able to have all kinds of great course offerings to be able to help the businesses. But then also the businesses are helping our students by providing, whether it's job shadowing, internships, or even in like the Next Engineer program through GE, our students, 6 of our students, as they matriculate through these courses and through these different activities, will get $20,000 to help them with college.
Wow.
Going into an engineering field. So some of those partnerships are really
good.
important.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, man, that's a big blessing to those kids, and I mean, and I love the idea of doing the apprenticeships and the shadowing and that sort of thing, or interning. You know, having businesses offer opportunities for the kids to come and work as part of their curriculum.
Sure, and we would love to have the entire business community come out on May 4th, which will be our last business partnership breakfast, starting at 8:15. But you really want to get there around 8 o'clock to be able to get some of the parking. But to come in, share some thoughts, meet some of our kids, and hear the good news really of Princeton. And there's so much of it. We're not perfect. We work really hard. But I will tell you that one thing that I'm so incredibly proud of that I really want to focus on a little bit is the team of people that lift, encourage, inspire me all the time. That's not only our leadership team, but our leadership team is through the roof, unbelievable. But it's also the teachers, the staff, everybody that works each and every day to empower students for college career and life success, each student. Yeah. And I think that intentionality is really, really important to understand. And we just have such an amazing team all the way throughout our district.
Well, I think you and your team were recognized with an award, actually, just a short time ago at the Northern Cincinnati Chamber Annual Awards.
Well, and thank you for saying the team, because it says Tom Burton on the award, but it really is not. It's not Tom Burton. It's the entire team of people that we have. And we were able to bring many of those teams. I didn't even know, truth be told, that I even got nominated for an award, the Community Champion, which actually both Jack Brennemeyer as well as Harry Snyder, the great work that they do for sure. But the reality is that the team that we have, while I'm going out and trying to develop relationships and working on different program aspects, that team is doing the work. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that boots on the ground, they're the front lines, doing all the great, creating additional opportunities for students during the course of the day while I'm out doing a little bit different work than traditional superintendents do. Yeah,
and I know that night you brought some of your, your fine students that had, had done some amazing things.
Yeah, it's funny because, again, so often, and many of the people that are watching this will think you go to school, graduate from high school, and then you go to college. That's it. It's commonplace. Mm-hmm. But we know to really curb the workforce shortage and really provide kids with opportunities to have great careers, livable wage jobs, stackable credentials, and so forth, it doesn't start after 4 years of college or 5. Believe it or not, the graduation rate of all public institutions and some private, 5-year graduation rate in college is less than 30%.
Wow.
Now, that is shocking to a lot of people to hear.
Yeah.
And in fact, to even be more dramatic, it's less than 25%. Man. So when you think about how many kids go to school and don't graduate within 5 years, we really should create other opportunities. Mm-hmm. So we've direct employed over 300 of our students into some of these great careers. Wow. And they're living it and loving it and doing wonderful things. Yeah. And it's not like the kids can't go to school.
Yeah.
It's just maybe not yet, or a specific college. They can go to career, they could get the stackable credentials. They have businesses that will pay for them to take college classes as well. So let's use that opportunity where kids can learn and grow, as well as study. I mean, it's the best of all worlds.
It really is. You and your staff and everybody at Princeton City Schools are doing a wonderful job. I mean, you do a great job of doing things in the community, the business community, getting opportunities for all these kids. I know you brought some kids with you the other night to the awards program, and one of them had already been, had been hired and already promoted to
3 times, and now they're running a department. I mean, it's okay. Okay, so all right, let's be honest about this whole thing. That is such a beautiful success story. Mm-hmm. It feels good, and we love to talk about it. Mm-hmm. But there's other kids too, mm-hmm. right, who may not have been promoted 3 times and running departments and so forth, but they're doing great work, mm-hmm. and they're filling the void while they're learning, and they have these livable wage jobs. Princeton, we're open for business. Mm-hmm. If you're a business and you feel like you have a great opportunity and you need some help and support, please get a hold of us. We may be able to create a program that's going to be amazing. And to go back to the STEAM Institute, mm-hmm. intentionality. So we've talked to GE Aviation, obviously. We will continue that discussion. Kroger, Johnson & Johnson, we will continue those. But we want to know some of the small mom and pop places as well. So we've had all kinds of internships and design work, actually, for some local print shops with some of our kids. And actually, it was wildly successful. Now, that may not happen every year, but the reality is, if you need help, think of us. Perhaps we could fill that void.
Man, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for coming in and sharing all this exciting stuff that's going on with Princeton City Schools. Our guest has been Tom Burton, the superintendent of the Princeton City Schools. You've been watching Business Talk. We'll see you next time right here. Thanks for watching.